And is there anything we can help heal with the contract with the dad, with that karma? Is there anything that we can help with that?
They're just saying, just to try and be as understanding as possible. So it's like I'm seeing that like some of the choices that he's made in the past, it's like it wasn't even like consciously done. Some of the things that he's done in the past, it's like he was doing these things, but he didn't fully understand why. And that's because he's been stuck on this like wheel of karma just over and over and over. So just like just try to let it go. That's all you can do. Like I feel like there's like some pain and some hurt there, but they're saying like you can release this. But she does, there's still some pain that's like being pushed down for Damon and for her. But like they
Yeah.
have to feel it. Like they have to be in that emotion to fully release it. They're just saying like just try to change your perspective. Like all three of you are such a beautiful family together. And like just to try to have that perspective of like he's had to recycle on like the deepest and darkest places of earth, um and just try and like forgive that way.
Yeah, and I think it's also having the higher perspective that they came here as their mission to help with that family trauma and help him. It might help them forgive a little easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I just want to send love to that relationship and love to the Father for his incarnations and just send him love and healing while we're here. She had a brother-in-law that had a heart attack a while ago. Did she help in any way in his recovery?
Yeah, so she's also connected to the angels, and it's like the angels were like divinely working through her.
What is her
So
connection with the angels? Yeah.
so like what she explained to me was like he had a heart attack and then she just like suddenly knew how to take care of him, and now he is like completely turned around and he's doing great. And they're saying that like she can connect to the angels very easily. It's just like learning that conversation with the angels. um it's almost like it's almost like she can channel through movement. So it's not that she's like here to be like an open channel to speak. It's like she can channel through movement. So like dance, and it's almost like the angels like use her as a tool. Or like sometimes I've heard people say like I allow my higher self to use me as a tool. It's like she can just like goes into a trance state sometimes without even knowing it, where she just like knows exactly what to do or how to move her body.
So how is the best way to connect with that energy? To step back and allow it to flow through her.
They're saying dance more. Like dance and just like learn how to flow, like just flow your body. And then they're also saying like she just needs to get out of her head. So I think that like she's been working a lot, and I just like she does meditate. It doesn't feel too amplified. It's like I just she's like too analytical all the time because her mind is going to different places all the time.
So is dance like a form of meditation too?
Yeah, absolutely. So that will like it's like she dances with the angels.
And no angels knew how to dance. Well, she feels like she's surrounded by a lot of beings and a lot of them angels. Are there other beings that surround her?
Okay, so I do feel like a negative one that just like came in.
What can you tell us about that?
A curse from a past life.
What was that curse about? Like, tell us why it happened.
Okay, so I feel like it has to do with Ireland. Like I'm seeing Ireland.
Are they showing you more?
Yeah, it's like I'm seeing giants in Ireland, but they're
Okay.
not telling me exactly like how the curse happened. I'm just saying like
Was she a giant?
no, but I see she wasn't a giant, but she was okay. So she wasn't a giant. She like lived in this village and they were afraid of the giants. Like they were afraid that the giants would come and hurt them because it was like the Anunnaki giants, like the giants that were angry and terrorizing villages. So they were like really afraid of these giants. Um okay, and then they're showing me it's like she's a very loving soul and she made friends with one of the giants. Like she made friends with one of the giants and then when somebody from the village found out, they put a curse on her because they felt like she was like saying it's okay what the giants did. But really it was just like she had met like one positive giant that she made friends with. Um and so they put like it's almost like they put this curse over her for lifetimes.
And what can we do to release this curse?
Hmm. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna invite in like this curse feels really, really big. It feels like it's like over. It almost feels like the Anunnaki darkness. Like they're showing me it's like the density and like the darkness from the Anunnaki is held within this curse and it's sitting over like it's almost like this darkness over Ireland because that's where like a lot of the giants were. And it's just like all being like pushed at her. Like all of this Anunnaki darkness is just like this giant force like trying to keep her back and like just like trying to take her into the darkness. It just feels like a lot.
Um, yeah, I feel like my guides are almost showing me like we could create like we need to alchemize, like we need to remove it and then alchemize it to a higher vibration. They're kind of almost showing me like a ghost box, a Ghostbusters box.
Yeah, that's like kind of what I was showing. Like, it's like all of the archangels are coming, like not just Archangel Michael. And they're telling me it's almost like this is like transmuting the Anunnaki darkness, like for the entire collective too. Like it's so much of this darkness. Um, so it's like all of the archangels are coming, and it's like they have it's almost like a net, and they're like coming and like taking it away
Okay.
back to source.
As they're taking it away, do we need to seal anything, the connection, the ties to that first? Or will it be naturally just gone because they took it away with the net?
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like, I can still feel it, so I'm just gonna like work through this and like clean and cleanse it, and then I'm gonna repair her energy field too, just to make sure that this curse like could no longer get in. But it
Okay.
already feels way better.
Yeah.
Like it really does feel like something was lifted. And it's almost like I have to repair the divine blueprint for Ireland.
Okay.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Idea. Yeah. Dia. Ooh, that's better.
Are they
Okay, that's
done?
beautiful.
Did they want to tell us anything else about that lifetime?
Yeah, so what they did, they took away the curse. It's like they made her for it's almost like so the it was using the Anunnaki darkness as like the force behind it to put a curse over her. So it's like what they did is they like took all of the curse or all this darkness out of her energy field, and then it's almost like they made it like it's almost like she's in this like glass like cylinder where it feels like I'm in just like a glass sphere where it's like this curse can no longer affect, or like this darkness. So the curse is gone, but it's like this darkness from the Anunnaki could like not no longer affect her.
Well, and it does help with the Anunnaki too, with their energies, right? It is also healing for them.
Yeah, so it like it released a lot of the density. So Ireland holds a lot of density from the Anunnaki because Ireland is where the Nephilim were, like the giants that were pretty much like terrorizing people. Um, so a lot of that has yet to be healed. So there's a lot of pain in Ireland. So like I'm just like it's like I can feel the energy of Ireland, and it's still a little dense, but it feels a lot better too. But at least now, like before it felt like this force being thrown at her. At least now it's like away from her, like not
Yeah,
gonna bother her anymore.
it's contained.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, when does she have a connection with numbers?
So first I'm just asking them like how this curse was affecting her.
Okay.
I'm seeing a little girl. Something from her childhood that happened that was like very, very traumatic. It's like I'm seeing like a wounded inner child. They're at telling her to do a lot of inner child work. Um, it's like this like Anunnaki darkness, like even though she wasn't fully aware of it, it had a huge impact on like her inner child. And they're saying that like if she starts working with her inner child, she'll know exactly the events that we're speaking about right now. The how this curse has been affecting her. And then yeah, they're just saying to like go into into like meditation with the intention of meeting your inner child, and it's like the inner child just needs a hug because it went through a lot. Like it's like her inner child has been in this darkness for lifetimes. It's almost like it was like a curse on her inner child. So it's like it was stopping her from like being able to play. Like it's like now she's gonna be able to play and dance. Like I have this feeling that like when I said dance earlier, she was like, she's like listening to this. But it's like that darkness was like over her heart. It was over her inner child. So it's like now she can just like she needs to heal and like hug her inner child, but now she can go play.
Now, she had an accident when she was 11 and she felt like she was saved by an angel. And ever since then, her memory's been kind of bad. But before that, like as a child, she had knowings. This have anything to do with that?
Yeah, so they're telling me that like she's extremely connected to the angels, and it's like this curse was like slowly wounding her inner child. So she like blocked it off completely once she got to a certain age because it was like too much heaviness to handle. Um, and then they're telling me that the accident was like that accident, like they're saying wasn't in her soul contract. Um, and that the angels did help her since it was not in her soul contract. Like the angels came to her rescue.
And then what can she do now to help with her memory issues?
Okay, so they're telling me that like that was not part of her soul contract, but the something happened to like her head or something. And it did affect her memory. And so that was completely outside of her soul contract. But she has the ability to repair this. So she can use I know she was like asking how to develop her clairvoyance too. And it's like just use imagination. So they're telling me that like now that she can be more connected to her inner child, it's like just go into meditation and just like see where your imagination can take you. Like go with your inner child into like a beautiful field. Like what does the field look like? What do the flowers look like? What does the sky look like? Really practice your visualization skills. And this will help your memory as well because it will open you to like different parts of your brain. And then they're also telling me like you just need to get out of your analytical mind. It's like your thoughts have been racing, especially like when you're at work, it's like it's pulling you in so many different directions that it's actually causing like memory loss and things like that at this point. then now like the best thing that you can do is just like uh really start connecting to your inner child and get out of your head and into your heart. And they're saying like it doesn't even matter what it takes. Like if you have to work less, if you have to find a different job, like your happiness at this point has to be number one, because your mind is starting, since you had that accident, it's like your mind is starting to like it needs that healing love right now, just to make sure that like as you get older nothing else happens.
So the mind starting to what we would call like atrophy, where like at some
Yeah, it's
point.
starting to like, it's like because of that accident, and this was not in her soul contract at all, but because of that accident, like it, and because of like how many ways her mind is being pulled at work for so long, for so many years, um it's starting to show signs. But they're saying like this is completely reversible. It's just like how much do you want to dedicate to, or how much time do you want to dedicate to your own healing?
And is there any healing we can do right now for that? Or is this a lesson that she needs to work on?
Yeah, so the angels are shining like beautiful golden light into her mind. Um, it's like they're holding that space of visualization of it being completely healed, and they're just sending it so much love.
Thank you, angels. I appreciate that. Um, she feels like she has a knowing, but she also questions like if it's her mind or real, because she doesn't see or hear, but she feels. So what can you tell her about that?
Just to completely trust it. So um she is very clairsentient. So like she needs to get out of her body, or she needs to get out of her mind and into her body. So like when she feels emotions throughout the day, where do you feel these emotions in your body? Um or like when you are in meditation, focus on your body instead of like being aware of the thoughts that come through. Focus on your body. You're extremely clairsentient. So you just need to connect with your body. And again, they're just saying dance.
Dance.
Yeah.
Um, what is going on with that throat lump? She said she's had it for years.
Yeah, right. So like right before you said that, I felt a lump in my throat. This is where she holds her anxiety.
Is it like the jaw and throat area?
It's like right in the middle of her throat. They're saying that she holds like, so a lot of people hold their, most people hold their anxiety in their sacral, for the most part, but it's like she's holding all of her like, it's like she's holding all of her anxiety in her throat, because it's like she doesn't even know what to say anymore. It's like she like doesn't even know how to help her son anymore. It's like she doesn't know um just like how to speak her truth and actually be heard anymore. So it's like all of this has just been like building up in her throat.
And what can she do to clear that?
Start speaking her truth, even though if she's like not sure um if it's the right thing to say. It's always so important to speak your truth. And then also just like fully like just trusting in the universe that she's been such a beautiful mother. Um like Damon's Pleiadian self said earlier. um and that is like a much harder than it sounds. We understand completely, but this is just like a time to trust that you're parenting, or that you've been such a beautiful parent, and it's just time to let go and heal yourself.
Now, when she had the history of the cervical cancer, What can you tell us about that?
It's like her sacral was, it's like I'm seeing the left side of it almost black. Like it was like completely cut off from the energy flow.
And what caused that?
Stored emotion. So there's a lot of stored emotions um in her sacral. It's like she's holding all of this in her sacral because she feels such a big responsibility for her children.
And what can we do today to work on that and help her release that?
This is also something that needs to be felt. There's a lot of emotions stored in her body, but the only, like, we'll clear a lot of this density today, but there's also a lot that like needs to be felt. Like she needs to be in a safe place and almost like guided um to release these emotions. Or they're showing me like she could do breath work, but I'm just seeing like a lot of density in the lower chakras and in her throat.
Now, would we be able to do like a tandem session with her and help support her through releasing those emotions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I feel like more and more people are guided to us that like it almost need someone to hold their hand while they release the emotion in a safe place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so when we go back to do the body work, we'll work on that. Now, what is so in 2014, she's had one clear message that she knew about quitting her job, and something came in the middle of the night because she wasn't listening to it and tugged on her feet. What was that?
I got this like this video, or I got this like image of like all of these angels like tugging on her feet saying like, come on, let's go. It's super cute.
Why was it so important that she make that decision?
Because that timeline was like her highest timeline. So if she had stayed where she was at, then it's like she wouldn't have evolved to the person that she is now. It's like if she had not made that decision, that job like would have caused cancer to return to her body. Um and that path was like much more dense for her. Um so the angels were like trying to nudge her, like, we have to go, come on. Like there's
And
a path for you that's much better than this one.
why did they choose in the middle of the night?
That's the only time she would listen. That's what they told me.
I knew the answer before I asked, but I was gonna give them a chance to.
They knew that that's like the only time, or that's like the best time to reach her. Where it's like there was no way for her analytical mind to like question what was happening.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I felt like her brain, that's the only time that her brain would be quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
When she has had past life regressions and previous sessions, she has this large man in like an overall bibs. They said he's a father figure, but she wants to know how he relates to her and why he keeps showing up.
Okay, so she is very connected to the planet. This makes so much more sense. Okay, so she's very connected to the planet of Atlas and the Pleiades. And the planet of Atlas is the planet of giants. So that's like why she made friends with a giant in a past life, is because like she has been a giant, and she was like, she grew up around them. Like the planet of Atlas is like, you're very friendly giant. Like so she it's like she could see like the love in them. And so this man that like it's almost like he looks like a giant. He looks like it's like he was a father figure to her, and they've lived the lifetimes with also, or lifetimes together also. He's one of her guides in this life, and it's like he's like looking down on Earth as a giant and just being like, I'm so proud of you. You're doing so good. And it's like he just likes to like watch the Earth show.
Earth show. Glad we're entertainment for the giant. Was he the giant that she befriended in Ireland?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. And what does he feel about how she's doing now? Like, does he have any messages for her?
So this giant was separate from the Nephilim. So it's like the giant that she was friends with wasn't a part of the Nephilim. But when they saw her with a giant, it's like this village got scared, and just thought that it was a part of the Nephilim. So it's like this was a very peaceful giant, those from the Pleiades that she was friends with. But the village didn't understand it. And he's just saying like, I'm so sorry you've had to hold on to that for so many lifetimes.
Aw. Well, she's gonna learn and release it now. So,
Yeah, and he's like like helping her heal it, or like he's like helping the angels heal it.
I love that. Does he have a name?
Ogre.
He must be funny.
Yeah, he just started laughing, and he's like, she already knows.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Ogre. Um, we also wanted to know, was that she had a past session where an entity came through and was blocked? Does this have anything to do with this connection, or what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was the curse. It was like the curse, like it's like he thought that it was a being, but like because like the force of the curse made it feel like there was a being around you, but really it was like this curse that was around her.
And why did that healer block it? Why didn't
Just he didn't have like he didn't know that it was a curse. He thought that it was like a negative entity or like a negative spirit, and it's like as a shaman he could like hold the space of light and love. So he allowed it so like that darkness couldn't get in, but he wasn't fully aware of like what the curse was. And it's almost like me and you, it's like she was brought to us. We were meant to lift this curse because it has a lot to do with like the collective density of the Anunnaki. It's like they needed like powerful healers to lift this curse. So that's like kind of why anyone that she came to before, it's almost like they felt it, but it's like they weren't the right person to release this.
Love that. Well, my DNA, my family's from Ireland and England.
Me too.
So, it's nice to be able to help in any way, lift some of that energy from native lands. Is there anything regarding her ties to Mother Teresa or Egypt that you can explain more on?
Her giant is really fun.
Mr. Ogre?
Yeah. It feels like I'm like sitting in the palm of his hand.
Aww.
Like he's just like, you're so little.
It's kind of like that King Kong moment, like when he's got his little hand around, like that's cute.
Yeah,
It's all
like.
perspective. I love it. I love it when like someone calls me little, so take it as
Um, see, yeah, so he's just saying that like whenever she needs to feel like protected or like strong to like call upon him because he's like her protector.
I love that. And are we able to see about Mother Teresa or Egypt in her past lives, what we need to know about that today?
So yeah, so they're saying that she was like an orphan, um, that Mother Teresa was helping. And that's why she feels so connected to Mother Teresa, because like she learned directly from Mother Teresa.
And is there anything that you want to tell us more about that lifetime of being an orphan that we can help clear or understand?
It was actually like a very beautiful life. Like, I mean, like she didn't go into that lifetime to experience like what it would be like to have a family. It was like a spiritual lifetime. It's like she was a nun with Mother Teresa, and Mother Teresa taught her from like her early childhood. And they're saying that like she can bring all of that information into this lifetime. Same with Egypt. She has so much information inside of her that like she can bring all of that information into this lifetime.
No, what about Egypt? What kind of information can she bring from Egypt?
So she was in Egypt with her daughter for at least one lifetime. She was more, it's like, I'm seeing her like take care of like people that were sick,
Mm.
or it's almost kind of like she was like a nurse in ancient Egypt. But she would just like had so much love, and she just like wanted to take care of people and like nurture them.
And so what can she do more to bring forth the energy of Egypt and her lifetime as a nun?
Now is really the time to connect to your inner child. Um, like to just let go of that worry and just play. Just like every morning when you wake up, ask yourself, what would make my heart so happy to do today? It's like she's never been selfish, even in like these past lives. She's never been a selfish person. And they're saying that, like, to heal this wound, you have to be a little selfish. Like, to heal this wound, it's time to like take care of yourself, um, and heal yourself.
Are there any other messages before we go to the body?
On her list of questions, is there like someone else, like her kids, under her kids? Is there somebody else?
It was a grandchild, I think.
That is her giant.
Okay.
That is like what they're telling me. It's like
It's her
he's from the
son,
Pleiades.
her son's child, I believe, was on the
Yeah.
bottom.
Oh yeah, yeah. So they're saying that like he's Pleiadian, and um he's her giant. That is so beautiful.
Aw, so she can connect with her giant in real-time life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And they're saying that he's here to like it's like he has this giant heart and he's just like here to open the hearts of everyone else.
I bet that's gonna make her cry a
And he's
little.
really, it's just like, he's really funny too. It's cool. Like, he's so funny and smart and he has this huge heart. It's beautiful.
Can she
Like,
call
that
him
kid is going to be amazing.
Can she call him ogre in real life?
I know, right? That's too funny. That's beautiful.
Well, can we start and ask for all the angelics and anyone who is of the higher dimension that would love to come in and assist for healing and understanding to come help us with a body scan right now? And if we can, as they're coming in, ask them to help scan, starting from the crown down to the root and see what might come up.
So, the first thing, it's really interesting because when I see people with like, when I see people that have like amplified thoughts, it feels like it's like a tornado in their mind. But for her, it feels different. It almost feels like it just feels like she's being pulled into like 30 different directions at one time. And so like her crown isn't balanced at all. It's like most people have like this polarity, but it's like she has like 6 different polarities. Like, I think she has this feeling of being pulled into so many different directions at one time. And they're saying that like to fully like open and balance her chakras, she just like needs to bring her body into balance. Like, she has to learn how to find like that alignment and that balance. And this is something that we can like talk to her more about when we meet with her. But they're saying that that's like the most important thing. It's like connecting to that inner child and then just learning how to like bring your body into balance, especially since she's so clairsentient. Um, how can you be in alignment with the things happening around you? So they're showing me like she needs to connect with her body because she's been disconnected from her body. So they're saying even standing just like in tree pose and like swaying will help bring her back into balance. Like, she just needs to feel like she doesn't even know what it feels like to it almost so like what I'm feeling. It's almost like she doesn't even know how to come into balance. So just doing like different positions that make you feel balanced will just like naturally teach you. Even if they're showing me like standing with one foot out, balancing, just feeling your body come back into balance, like knowing that your body can just naturally come into balance. And this will like help you align in different areas of your life.
Okay. Okay. Well, that'll help bring in the higher energy, like the higher perspective, knowings and everything. Well, then once she's more in balance, she'll be in more connection
Yeah,
with
so
that.
she's very claircognizant and she's very clairvoyant. So it's like once she just comes back into balance, it will start like it's like I can see her crown chakra begin to like radiate more as she learns to just come back into balance, because then it's easier for her to like connect in and get these downloads. And then she is extremely clairvoyant. It's just like this was something else that was affected by her accident. So it's like she really has to work with it because this was meant to be her greatest superpower. But it was affected by that accident. So it's like, and I'll do like an upgrade for this today to help her with it energetically. But this is also like doing those practices that we were talking about earlier of like just imagination.
Okay. All right. And as we move down from the crown, how's the third eye and the throat chakra looking?
So we'll completely open and activate the third eye today. There is a little bit of density over the third eye. They're telling me from childhood, where it's like she was seeing these things, but she wasn't really like, she didn't know what she was seeing. so she shut some of these things down. So we'll definitely work a lot with that today. And then her throat chakra, it's just like she has just like this huge energy block. So we'll definitely like upgrade the blueprint for that.
Okay.
I'm just asking if there's like anything else here. There's a past life from Lyra here that needs to be healed.
What can they show us about that?
So she was in Vega. So is Vega. Well, she's been on Lyra and Vega, but she was in Vega and it's almost I'm seeing someone like strangling her.
Why was she strangled? What was going on?
Go for standing up for herself and for like speaking her truth. So it's like this is really what's causing her to like question herself now or like kind of second guess herself before she speaks.
Was that a part of her life contract for that lifetime?
No.
Okay. In that lifetime, what did she want to accomplish? Like, what was the theme of that life contract?
To help build Vega. So it's like this was like right when she's an extremely, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay, so they're showing me it's like this was like one of her first actual physical incarnations. Like she's been holding on to this for that long. So the angels like it's almost like they're showing me like she was a part of the group of angels that created Lyra and Vega. So like Lyra and Vega were the first two planets in the solar system or like in this galaxy that had physical life on them. And it's like they're showing me that she was actually a part of the angels of like the group of angels that helped create life on Lyra and Vega. And then when she decided to like go to Vega, she went from being an angel to being physically incarnated on Vega. And so this wasn't her very first incarnation, but it was like her third or fourth. And she's been holding on to this whole time.
Now, why was there, you would think with it, why was there war? Like, why was she strangled?
That's why I feel like I'm questioning that too, because like Vega was very peaceful when it was first created. It's like she's getting in a fight with someone else. Um,
Was it on the planet or was it off planet?
it was on the planet. They're showing it's almost like a being, like it's almost like beings came from a different universe that they weren't expecting. Um, and they like came and just started like fighting with them. Um, they kind of look reptilian, but not like your normal reptilian. Like it's kind of hard to explain what they look like. They're like tall and skinny, but it's almost like they came but there wasn't that many of them. It's like they hurt her and then the rest of the lions were able to like take them captive. So it's like this was completely traumatic because nothing like this had ever happened before in this, like almost in this universe. Um, and it was just like completely unexpected.
What can we do today to help clear that energy and help release that from that lifetime?
So the the angels are just they're all here again, shining like this beautiful golden light onto her throat, just healing this, just letting it go. That feels a lot better. She's still they're saying to like work with their voice. So like she can like chant and just go into like to release more of the density just because like that chakra still needs to open completely. And then she can also do that to get the density out of her lower chakras as well. It's like bringing that density up and out of her.
Okay. Now, um, can we move on down to the heart?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna do an upgrade really fast just for like we're gonna open and activate the crown, um, open and activate the third eye completely. Just knowing that like if she does start to have like these spiritual abilities, just welcoming them in light and love. So it's like I'm seeing that it's like there's some kind of like there was some kind of fear there when she was younger. It's almost kind of like a lens over it that she put there herself. But this will like really open and activate it. So if she does start to have different experiences, you have to like welcome them in light and love and like make sure that you're not afraid because that fear is just gonna shut it right back down.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna completely like recode her throat and see if there's just like anything else going on there. Dia, 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 dia. Ow. Ow. I don't know what I just took out of her throat, but it felt like I was pulling something out. That was crazy.
How's it feel now?
Feels really good. I'm just asking what that was. It's almost like it's almost like I had to go in and like pull out the energy that was just building up from that lifetime. So it's like after every single lifetime, it was just like building and building and building. And it felt like I had to like go in and like actually remove it.
Hmm.
Her throat feels so much better now, though. Okay, so going down to the heart, her heart looks really good. The inner child just wants some love. She's beautiful though. And then so going down to her solar plexus looks pretty good. It's like she's had to be strong in her life. Um, it actually does look pretty good. The Her sacral does still need some love. Like they're saying, like just to put your hands on it and to talk to it every day. Like it just wants to be loved and it just wants to feel connected. And they're saying like bringing yourself back into balance will really like make you like it'll put you into a flow state with your sacral. It's like the sacral has felt a little disconnected lately and she just needs some love.
What about that dark hole? Like, does she still need to go and feel that pain?
Yeah, so that is like
Or
another like something that she's holding on to. They're saying that like to do breath work so that she can really feel these emotions because they do feel like really dark.
okay.
But it's like that's not really ours to release. So like they're shining this orange, like beautiful orange light into her sacral to release as much density as we can. But for the most part, yeah, for the most part, like that's hers to release. It's
Now,
showing me it's almost like she holds all of her emotions. So it's like she's had to have that like solar plexus energy her entire life. It's like her solar plexus has always been activated. So it's like she doesn't hold her emotions in her solar plexus. It's like she's holding all of her emotions on the left side of her sacral. Like it's just like all connect or collecting right there.
okay.
So
And
we can talk to her also about like just working through each chakra. Which they're telling me she has been doing and it's really starting to release. So they're saying like Reiki and just like putting your hands on like that side of like the left side of her body.
now, are there any concerns with her crown opening up? Like if when she gets more in alignment with her crown, if she doesn't work on the sacral area, that energy is going to then just trap there?
Yeah, that and it's like she'll be getting all this information, but she won't understand how to like create it or manifest it. It's like it's keeping her very like off balance.
Okay. And that's why it's staying on one side because she's off balance.
Yeah, exactly. It's like bringing her out of balance.
Okay. Um, what about the root chakra?
They're saying she's too grounded in her reality.
Oh,
They're saying that she needs to connect more to like her upper chakras. And by like too grounded, they're meaning like she needs to go ground out in nature, but she's too grounded in like the system. They're pretty much just saying she works too much. Like she's just too yeah, they're just saying that she's still like it's time to like not time to like leave the system, like you have free will, you're here for an experience, but it's time to like celebrate what you've created in your life. It's time to like enjoy what you've created in your life.
now she's had a lot of past life sessions with other practitioners and stuff. Why did she feel the calling to have so many, or what advice do you guys want to give her?
that she is powerful, that she is powerful enough to access all of this information on her own. It's so beautiful. Like she has always felt like a spiritual connection, which is amazing for her and for her kids and her grandchildren. Um, but it's like really time for her to learn how to access all of this information herself. So it was like a deep knowingness that like these things were real. Um, and now it's just time for her to like actually be able to get this information firsthand and for her to like get into her own conversation with her guidance.
Okay. Are there any final messages or do we need to do anything final things before we close out this session?
So they're saying that she's extremely clairsentient. So they're saying like she could do like it's like she could tune into other people's bodies. So they're saying not just like sound healing, but they're saying like is it bio like
Oh, the
tuning
biotuning.
forks? What?
The biotuning.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying like she would be incredible at biotuning because like you hit the tuning fork and then you can feel like where that energy isn't flowing properly. And it's like she gets signals in her own body of where these people have blocks in their bodies. Like she's very connected. So, and then they're saying like, when you want answers, like connect with your body. So, like when you're asking your guides questions, you can ask them like yes or no questions, and then ask like where. So when you ask something like, "Am I on the right path?" Um, where do you feel it in your body? Like, do you feel it in a good place? Like, does it feel like a yes? Does it feel like a no? Like, now it's like, and then they're saying, like, study your emotions and study, like, the vibrations of your emotions. So when you're happy, where do you feel happiness? When you're sad, like, where do you feel sadness? Like, what is the yes of your body? What is the no of your body? That's why, like, her gut instinct is so strong. It's because she speaks through her body, or it's like the angels like speak through her body.
I love that.
So I am just going to, her solar plexus looks really good. I'm just gonna like shine some yellow light into it just to make sure that it's like fully activated. Just to like there is some fear there, just like releasing and transmuting some of that fear. I am gonna like rewrite as much of the coding for her sacral as I can, because like that surgery that she had did leave like some imprints on her DNA. So I'm gonna go and like take that out and redo it.
Okay.
And then her root actually looks pretty good. We're just gonna like ground her a little bit more to the earth.
Okay.
Dia, dia, dia. Just knowing that there's nothing to be afraid of, that there's a greater and higher plan for everything. Dia, 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 dia. Dia, dia, dia. Ooh, she is super connected to the universe. It's really cool. It's like when I went into her sacral, it's like I saw the entire universe in her sacral. It's amazing. It's like she is the cosmic mother. Dia, dia, dia. Clearing some of that final density out of the root. Just bringing her back into alignment. Dia, 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 dia. feels a lot better.
Yeah.
So they brought her into alignment. They're saying just like make sure she keeps herself into balance. So
Okay.
even she could even just look up like short yoga meditations or like short yoga movements to bring yourself back into balance. Like they're saying she just needs to like connect to her body since she's so clairsentient.
I've even seen yoga chair for like senior citizens where if she's at work, she could do yoga in her chair.
Yeah, absolutely. Like anything to just like make you feel the flow of anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. Do we need to do anything more today or do we feel like this session is good?
The only place I still feel a tiny bit of density is in the throat. Um, but they're saying that like that's something that she has to work through. Like since that she's been holding that for such a long time. Um, it's really important that she speaks her truth. And she can do this in a loving way.
Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone who came today. Mr. Ogre, the angelic, her guides, everyone that came, our guides, everyone that was just surrounding the session today. We just want to send a lot of love and honor and gratitude for finding this information and for bringing the healing that you did today. So thank you so much.
Yeah, they're just saying thank you. And yeah, I'm just like they're saying like that there is a reason why um her daughter and her son all came into this life together, and they're just like really showing me the triangle. And it's like as all of them like step more into their power, it's like they're so powerful all together. It's amazing.
They're a little trinity.
Yeah, it's like they just have to believe, like just let back and or lay back and trust. And it's like you're so powerful, like it's gonna happen either way.
Love that. Thank you so much.